Hey there, happy Saturday. Coming live for a little bit because I had a minute there in between things I was doing. I feel like I need to take a little break from work, so I'm gonna try not to stay on here longer than like an hour 30 minutes because there's other things I want to do and need to do. But sorry, I gotta kind of move some of this stuff around on my desk. I need this sharpener. And so I'm still working in Johanna Basford's Enchanted or is it called Enchanted Forest? Yeah, Enchanted Forest. And kind of working on this mandala. And trying something that I saw someone else do. I think it's kind of what they were doing. I can't remember who it was, who the colorist was, but it's not anybody that I'm like regularly at their channel or anything. Someone I came across on YouTube, and where she had, I think it was another Johanna Basford book, the Jungle one or something like that. I think it had a lot of plants in it, and one way that she dealt with, her the way she colored her image was to outline it with a white, I think Posca pen, or some kind of white acrylic or something marker. And so um when I got finished when I got finished anyway, when I finished blocking out different colors for the segments of these, I thought, you know what? And I started coloring this side first, coloring in the objects, and I kind of didn't like how the purple looked against what was kind of reddish pink. So I said, you know what? Maybe I should outline this with white. And once I did that, I liked how it looked. So, whereas like some maybe like especially like with this one, I might have liked how it looked just like this, but this one didn't, wasn't. So I said I'm just gonna like outline all of these, outline the objects in white. So, um, yeah, so that's my approach to this page, and I'm just going to start coloring. I see some spaces I mixed. So I was trying to figure out, okay, like I figured out background colors that I thought were kind of, I don't know, contrasting and maybe something I don't use that much. And then after that, I had to figure out, okay, well, then I want a contrasting color to each background. And what's that going to be? Because I didn't want all the flowers and leaves to be like all the same colors on all of this. I wanted it to be different. So I decided on turquoise for this one. I don't know yet what I'm going to use for this one. I've been thinking about orange or red, which in a way would bring in both of these backgrounds into the objects on this one. So that's what I'm thinking of right now, but we'll see what happens as I go along. I almost think I need to move my coffee, but I don't know where the safest place is to move it to. Ah! Yes, messy desk coloring. So let's see. What's that noise? Oh, that. Let's see, pencils are underneath here. Move those a little bit too. Just too much going on here. We might have to tackle a little bit of this after I am off of here, but for now, I want to color. Okay, so I want to color this line. Here's my purple. Pencils I've been using. Initially, like when I was doing the backgrounds, I was using Caran d'Ache and polychromos. And then I kind of switched to using Prismacolor, and then a couple polychromos. But I'm going to have to go in and I'm going to have to do this part of the background because it was hard trying to figure out, okay, like where do I make the division for these colors? And so I did as far as I could do safely with knowing like, okay, that is, the edge of it or whatever. And now that I have some things colored in, I see, oh, I could probably put more green back here. So put more yellow in here and in here. So I'll be doing that at some point. So let's see. Where am I going to continue? Also started using the Stabilo um, fine line markers as well. I've started using some of those in some places. Um, like these, it's easier probably to do these little petals with this than it is to do it with um, a pencil. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Kind of playing, I'm thinking about working on this part so I can see, I don't know, try something out because I do like how the pencil gives it a kind of blendy thing going on, but then I don't know how pencil will go over this, like if I want to deepen the color or something. So things I'm trying to figure out, and I need my glasses for this. And I need to sit closer. If I can get closer. Get closer. Oh. And not close out the window. Let's not close out the window. Okay, there we go. Oh, don't do that either. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's put the mouse up there. Then I can't close it out. Okay. I don't know what I'm going to do for the background, but there isn't that much background in this particular image, so, that's why I just went in and did this first. So I think I need more light. I also need to clean my glasses. They're filthy. Okay, let me turn on this light. Close your eyes for a minute. I gotta turn on this light behind me. Okay. Open your eyes. And, ooh. Man, these glasses are filthy. Where are my glasses? Oh, they're so dirty. And now I gotta roll back to get my thing between the glasses. I've been dealing with it's like a kind of the ear infection thing. And then as it was draining, it's like then part of it like gave me an eye infection on that side. So my eye was all swollen up yesterday and my under my lid hurt. And then it still hurts a little bit today, but I got on that too yesterday. Started doing warm packs. I think the fact that the air is so dry kind of has been exacerbating that part. Ooh, I don't like that. I'll go, but I'm going to go over it anyway. So why am I doing that? Now see, I made it so I can't. No, it doesn't smear. Good. Okay. So let's see. Is this the one I wanted? The pinkish one? Yeah, the pinkish looking one. We're going to try this and see how it works. Because I did try to use pencil, but it was kind of like, I don't want to have to keep sharpening my pencil. And, even the Karen Dash pencils, even though the Pablos, even though they are really, small diameter, it's still really tiny, and I can't outline as fast with them, I think. So I'm making a little bit of a mess here. Have a little more control with the fine liners. I do at least. So what time is it? 12:37. Okay. That's really dark. It's darker than this one. This one I did with pencil. But you know what? I do like the fine liner better. So this is the only thing I've been coloring. Whenever I take a break from my work or whatever, this is what I've been working on. I just have that thing. Once I start working in a book, I tend to stay there for a while. And I think part of that is because I get, you know, kind of getting acclimated to how to deal, you know, with coloring pages in that particular book. And once I start finding a way, I don't want to just jump to another book where then I gotta, like, then use another technique or whatever to color it. I kind of like to stay where I am for a bit. And then when I get tired of coloring that way, then I'll jump to another book. And that also works better with the fact that, I have, until I can get this room organized the way I want it to, I have limited space, and like getting to what I need to color in particular books is an undertaking. And sometime undoes the organization I've already created in the room. So I don't want to do these quick switches from one type of coloring to another. It just doesn't work for me. Once I get the room better organized, I think I'll have more options for doing that, switching between books and things. But we're not there right now, and probably won't be there. I don't know. I don't know when we'll be there. Summer's the first opportunity I'm going to have really to work on that. So, but summertime, all projects happen in summer, and you can't do it all. Well, that's kind of dark, but I'm wondering if that's going to force me to have to use fine liner on everything. But I don't know. I like how it looks, so I'm not going to argue with that part. We'll see. Not going to fret. Just going to keep going. Just going to keep going. Let's see what happens. I did two different colors on this one. Can be kind of sloppy. The nice thing about working Tuesdays and Thursdays, even though they're longer days, I have a long weekend. I really like that. It's been a while since I've had that schedule, so I am glad for it. Actually, even contemplating going in earlier on Tuesdays and Thursdays, just so I'll just make that all work day, until I get home. And then maybe when I get home, I won't have as much to do. Thinking about it. Although this Thursday, I definitely have something I have to do when I get home. I have to like hurry up and eat, and then I have a Zoom meeting. But I do like how dark that is. Even though, like I said, I feel like it's going to force me to have to do more lines, but what's the hurry, right? You're not trying to rush or nothing. We're just trying to relax and color, make something pretty. And I can't get my lines right. Hello. It's because the page keeps moving up when I do my lines, so it messes up my... Okay, that one's better. But yeah, when I color, I'm always thinking about, okay, so what did this do? And what does that do? And how did this make this look? And all that kind of stuff. So when I go to another page that's similar, or I don't know, even a page that's not similar, I can think, okay, I might want to use the technique I used on this picture on that one. I don't know. So I might think too much. I know, I do. But I can't help it. I've always been that way. Kind of analytical and deliberate. I really like how this fine liner is looking. Now let me just keep my hands stable. And something that I did, I thought like, and I don't know, I just never had thought of these pages of Johanna Bastford, these little circle things that she has in a lot of her books. I never thought of them as mandalas before. And then as I see people talking and showing other books and things, and books that are called mandalas that have like all, things like that in them, that's all that's in them, not the other, traditional kind of mandala. I thought, oh, so then it helped me look at this differently and say, well, it's a mandala. So I started applying the techniques that I do in, some of the more traditional mandalas, which is like, blocking out the colors, um, trying not to use the same color twice, and filling in everything of one particular color first, then going to the next color. So I started using, I looked at this way, and it like made it a lot easier to approach. Because before that, it just like, oh my gosh, it's way too busy. Although this is the smaller one of the two. The one on the next page is like smaller images, and, so it's busier, but I'm probably going to do the same thing with that. So I'm going to use these, I think, for my Mandala Monday posts, if I ever get to make a post. I still need to make a post from like last Saturday, and I haven't done it. The time has been it just really isn't a priority right now. So work's my priority. Okay. I have another. Oh. lot of purples in these fine liners. That's a lot. So these are the two I used. Let me use this one. I don't think that smears. Hey, Mandy. So I did. I don't know if I like that. I flat ironed my hair yesterday, and of course, doesn't it rain? It was pretty funny, and I had to go out yesterday and to do some errands, and it rained. I just put the hood on my head. I had my hair pulled back anyway, so I didn't have it out. I look like a pinhead. So I just pull it back. I think that's the best way my hair looks. If I flat iron it, just pull it back. The other way that I would wear my hair, it's just like, okay, it's going to revert real quick if I wear it like that, all out like that. So I just pull it back. So that was successful. And that actually, I got that done pretty quick. I did that yesterday morning. I'm surprised how quick I got that done. Let's use this guy. In the center. I'm kind of learning these fine liners, how to use them too, actually. Learn how to use a lot while I do this. Because I like vibrant color. I don't like, whatever color it is, I want it to be rich and deep. Not, not this light. So we had rain yesterday, and then, we had a whole lot of things yesterday. Rain and snow. I'm coloring in Johanna Basford's Enchanted Forest. And I'm using colored pencils. I've used Caran d'Ache pencils and the Caran d'Ache Pablos and polychromos, like for the predominantly like in the background. And then I started switching when I started doing the objects. I started using the polychromos and Prismacolors, and then I'm also using Stabilo fine liners. And then I also use Posca pen to do the white, which I'm going to do that like all over. But I kind of like was testing out with this spot to see if that going to make it, is that going to elevate it to the point that I want it to be at? And it did when I did this. So it's like, okay, that's what we're doing all over. Hey, TaylorMade. Let's see. Mandy says her hair is always up. Yeah, I'm almost wondering, like, can I get away for like all of next week or most of next week? With my hair, just pulling my hair back, because I really don't want to wash my hair too soon because I'm still waiting for my ear to like chill out. And now it kind of switched from my ear to my eye. So I don't really want to have like a whole lot of soapiness and all this other, chemicals from shampoo and conditioner running in my eye or over my eye or, anything like that. trying to stay away from that. So I don't know. Even though I don't like wearing my hair straight, I may try and see how long I can get away with it. Although I could always spritz my hair with a water bottle, and I have like a bottle of oh, that's what I needed to get yesterday. I forgot about that. But anyway, I have a bottle of aloe vera juice in one of those continuous sprayer things. Um, I could always use that and revert my hair that way, and not, going to do the whole shower thing. And then I don't know. That's what I'll probably do if I decide, nah, I can't. I'm not doing this all week with the straight hair thing. I really don't like wearing my hair straight. I really don't. If I'd known like 30, 40 years ago that I could wear my hair natural and have it look the way it does now from the things I learned from, like, the natural hair community, I probably never would have gotten a relaxer ever in my life. But I didn't know. When I was like a, like teenager or young adult, the only person I knew with natural hair was Grace Jones. And I was like, Grace Jones can pull off that flat top and whatever, but I can't. No, I can't. So that was like the only option. It's like, oh, I can't do that. So, whew, she needs to be sharpened. Hmm. I don't think I can get away with not sharpening it. Yeah, it took a while. I only have like a, what is it? I don't know, is it 24 set or something of the Karen Dash Pablos? I got those this late last year, mid last year. Like, I don't know. I think got them like around October or something like that, maybe. And I had a 36 set of polychromos that I had probably for about, was it 36 or 72? 36, I think. I had that for like about a year, but I never opened it because I was scared. It's like, I don't think I'm ready for those yet. It's like, I don't think my coloring ability is like is up to that. And I finally opened them last year, mid last year, I think. Um, then yeah, the Prismacolors I've had, I don't know, three years, but I was also 3 or 4 years, and probably like 4 years ago, I'm thinking now, but I didn't open those either until like, I think I had them a year or two before I opened them because I was scared of those, and then they scared me again when I colored with them, and they really went crazy on the page with the flaking, and I didn't use them for another year. It's like, I don't know what to do with them things. So I put them away. So I don't really, I don't feel the need for another pencil set now. I feel like I got what I can work with. If I need more, like the Karen Dash or whatever, then I can buy them open stock. Um, I feel, like one pencil at a time. Like, I'd be buying like 3 Prismacolors or a dozen Prismacolor and one Karen Dash. My favorite one, well, I can say I think I like using the Prismacolor and the Polychromos together. That's one thing I will say. Um, and it depends on the book that I'm working in too, because what I noticed in here, I don't think the Polychromos work that great in here. Oh, there is another set of pencils I have too, the Derwent. The Derwent Chromaflows and I have a small set and some open stock ones of the Derwent Light Fast. So, which, like, if I, could access them easy enough, or I could afford to have another set of pencils on my desk right now, because it's kind of crazy, I would probably be trying the Derwent Chromaflows and the Light Fast on here. But because, like, I don't want to get another set of pencils out, I'm using what I got now. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't know. I don't know. If my skills with Johanna Bashford get better, maybe. But chances are, like, I'll wait 2 years from now and then get it. Because I already have a bunch of her books that I need to color. So um, I'm thinking probably not. Probably not. And if it's tiny, if it's like one of those small, like half size or quarter size books or whatever, like that, what is it, Magical Kingdom or whatever that is, then I definitely won't be. Well, never say never, but like at this moment, I don't want smaller. I don't like tiny coloring at all. So, and that's probably why I can't like sign into her site, even though I guess I am like, like, I don't know what you call it. I do have whatever you call it there, but it gives me trouble every time I try to sign in. It's weird. I don't know what's going on with it, but I think she might have heard me talking about her uh, rooms of wonder, and I called it rooms of disappointment. I think she probably heard that and was like, "Nope, she can't. I'm not letting her on here. I'm not letting her on here." She called my book "Rooms of Disappointment." Yeah, see, I still have that one, and I haven't colored in it at all. Then I have like 4 pre-owned books, which this is one of them. The Oceans one is one of them. Was it Magical Jungle or something like that? That's another one. And then World of Flowers. I all have those in pre-owned versions. Then what is it? Worlds of Wonder was the first one I actually bought new. Yeah, it does. That's why I call it Rooms of Disappointment. It's like I wanted rooms, especially since like I had this big thing. Like when I had to stop painting, I had to stop when I was just starting to painting of a room, and I was thinking I wanted to do a bunch of paintings of like rooms and a particular corner in a room or whatever. And yeah, so I was like, "Ooh, Rooms of Wonder, that sounds awesome." And then it was like, Rooms of Disappointment. I expected more. I expected more. So yeah, I don't know. I think I really like the Polychromos pencils a lot. And I also actually do, as much as I complain about them, obviously I like the Prismacolors. There are certain I really love all the Prismacolor neutral and the whites and the pale ones because of how they work as blenders. So yeah, I was thinking it was interiors too. Like it was just like a bunch of rooms, like, with maybe fun stuff in it and arrangements, like some of the Bold and Easy books are, just in a kind of Johanna Basford way. But no, that's not what it was. And so that book is like packed away, but it is one I need to color in. So who knows? But I got a bunch of other ones I need to finish. And I figure I'm gonna figure out how to color in her books from these that I have already. So let's see, I see a line, I need a line. Let's put a line in that one. I'm sorry, Johanna Bashford. I'm not trying to bash your work. I just was disappointed because I wanted, like Mandy said, I wanted interiors. But that's okay. You do you. Don't stop doing you. Oh, I'm outlining this. I hope I don't regret it. I need like a. I feel like I'm gonna need a. I don't know how we're doing this. I don't know how I'm gonna outline that with white. I don't know. That sounds like that's gonna be a problem. But truth, I can tell like my eyes are irritated. Like the not my actual eyeball, but my the lids, the where your eyelashes come out of that part. I use this stuff called AcuSoft to wash my eyes this morning, or specifically like my lids and where your eyelashes come out. And it's kind of, I think it's mixing, like, I don't know why I'm sweating behind my glasses, but I am. And it's like the only place I'm sweating, but I don't know. It's like I'm fighting some kind of weirdo infection or something. So I got that kind of overheating a little bit from that sometimes. But it's like my face, the top part of my face is sweating with the glasses on it, and it's like it's mixing with, I don't know what I cleaned my eyes with or something, and making it kind of burn a little bit. Personal problem, TMI, but yeah. Gotta drink more water. I don't know why I'm doing all that lining when I'm going to cover it over with white, but oh well. Well, some of it will show from underneath too, so um, yeah, I felt kind of lost when I started this one at first, and I said, just color. Whatever happens, happens. No, fortunately, it's not pink eye. It's just, what do you call it? Blepharitis or whatever. And it's kind of from dry eye, from having dry eye, which sometimes happens to me this time of year. And if I'm not drinking enough water, which I haven't been, um, it usually happens. So I just gotta pay attention to staying more hydrated. And I use a warm pack on my eye, and it, makes the stuff drain out. And it's gotten better since yesterday, since I started doing that. I did like, warm compress and taking a decongestant to get things to drain, drinking more water, cleaning my eyelids. Because my ear is better now from doing, I did decongestant, warm compresses, and all that kind of stuff. But now it went to my eye. I guess from what my ear draining stuff went to my eye. Uh, and it was convenient, I guess, for it to do that because my eyes were dry. So, and the indoor humidity really is really low, even though I'm running vaporizers in the rooms I spend the most time in. Okay. Let me do this with this. See, once I block out the colors, it's easier for me to handle these busy pages in any book. It just makes it easier to deal with. But when I look at it, When it's uncolored, I'm like, oh my god, I freak out. Thanks, Mandy. Mm-hmm. It's kind of interesting. I don't know what to do with that spot. I don't know. Let's leave it. Okay, so blue. Oh, there's one purple here. I don't know what color we want to do it. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I haven't been eating right either. I haven't been eating. But, so that's another thing. Gotta eat to keep your resistance up, and I haven't been eating right, so that's the other thing I gotta fix. And I did eat today. I made sure I ate this morning. A good breakfast. And I'll figure out what I'm eating for dinner. So one thing I'm trying to do with these ones that kind of cross over from one area to the next, I'm trying to kind of make them both colors. I don't know how that's going to work, but we're going to try. And I don't know what color. I think I want the owl to be a totally different color from all of them. I want them to stand out. So, what is that? That must be one of the hidden objects. I don't know what to do with that. And I don't know what the object is. She says, let me say in the beginning what it is. Are they objects or just plus some magical items that have been lost in the forest? I don't know what that is. What is it? Mm-hmm. Oh, cool. I think I saw her. You might have mentioned her before. I think I saw um that book. It looked interesting. I'm gonna try not to go to Amazon right now. I almost did. It's such a habit. But I don't need no more books. I gotta stop. I don't need no more books. I gotta find where to put the ones I have. I might have put her like in my wish list or something. Mm. So I posted a lot of since last night. Posted a lot of Francis Chan on my community wall because I was listening to him last night, and man, that guy, he's just so real. So thankful for him. I'm so thankful that he didn't get corrupted by some of the other American Christian pastors. One thing that always gets me is like when he's at his home place for preaching, I'm like, is like, don't look at his feet. He loves wearing sandals because I get there. He's in California. He loves wearing sandals. I'm like, man, you got some wide feet. He has really wide feet. I'm sorry, Francis Chan. You know this already. Your wife probably knows this already too. I know she knows that already, but it's like, man, he's got some wide, flat feet. Oh, this thing, let's see, like that. It's like it's sort of like it's a square thing with a diamond on it. Like I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Kind of generic hidden object. Really tried to make some kind of shading happen there, but it's kind of messy. But yeah, I like that he's just like, he's like what Christianity is supposed to be about, in my opinion. Just Jesus. He doesn't. I don't know. He's just very. I don't know. I feel like that's how it's supposed to be. I feel like I needed that simplicity. I'm tired of all the other riffraff and paraphernalia and adding on to it. Because I remember one time, I think it was like 30 years ago, more than 30 years ago, I think. And I was reading the Beatitudes and I had an aha moment. And it was like, this is totally the opposite of America and American Christianity. And they don't do that. And these are the words of Jesus. So we got a problem. And yeah, reason why I was never comfortable, never totally comfortable in any church I went to. Because if you ask them about that part, you get hemming and hawing. And when you talk about putting that into action, what's in the Beatitudes, it just gets kind of brushed over in a lot of American churches. It's ones I've been to. I mean, and yeah, well, they'll have a soup kitchen, they'll have this, they'll have the other, and I don't know, it just seems it doesn't seem to be the dominant force in American Christianity. And I was thinking last night, because I know, well, Francis Chan had actually spent some time a few years ago. He went to China because he wanted to see like the place where his mother was born or his father was born or whatever. This is kind of like, looking back at it because I think one of his parents, I can't remember the whole story and I wish I need to find the video for that. But, of course they went through the Cultural Revolution in China, and that's what his parents did, and they were Christians, actually became Christians during that time or something, I don't know. And yeah, all those kind of things of, kind of being in fear for your life because of your beliefs or whatever. So like they had to be hardcore, right? And like the Chinese Christians have to be now. They have to be hardcore. So he spent time with them, with Chinese Christians, and I think some of them had known his father or something like that. But I don't know. He started in their conversations about, how people live here and stuff, they were just laughing like at how we are, because we're just kind of ridiculous and not focused on what we should be focused on, Christians here. And I was just thinking last night, actually, before, I think that's what got me to watch Francis Chan. It's like, oh, wait a minute, let me watch Francis Chan. He's just like plain simple, you know, straight no chaser, just a word with a whole lot of love, um, and practicality. But anyway, um, what got me to watch him was, all these suggestions in my videos on YouTube that were just so ridiculous. I don't no, it's like no, no. And I was thinking we need Chinese Christians to pray for us over here, because we are just like so messed up. So messed up. And then I hope they are praying for us. And I'm gonna pray for them. But yeah, I don't know why I was saying that. But yeah, that's why there's so much Francis Chan on my wall. Another person I've been watching is Benjamin Dixon. He has like the Benjamin Dixon show. Um, that's been really good too. Really practical. Also, social justice, because some things that are trying to be done, it's weird. It's like I don't know. It's kind of like the I hate to get political, but it seems like the new president wants to diss everybody. People with disabilities, Native Americans, Black Americans, Latin, Hispanic American, anybody, everybody, everybody. And I'm like, how did we get here? And how did we get here with the help of American evangelicalism? Um, which I actually have always smelled a dirty rat in that, but it was a dirty rat that could be flipped, but it done flipped the wrong way. I don't think God is happy, personally, but a defining moment for me that I will always remember. Oh, this probably is making me really loud because this makes me closer to the. I just realized that this makes me closer to the mic. I don't know if it automatically adjusts or not, so let me move that back up. Was when people were fighting in South Africa for the end of apartheid, and I used to watch the 700 Club off and on. I used to watch it more earlier than I did at that time, but when I could, because I was working a lot. And I watched it, and the only thing that Pat Robertson can fuss about or talk about were this one thing that the rebels were doing, which was kind of like, it was like torture. They would do the thing with the tire. They would put a tire over someone's neck and then light it on fire. Excuse me, sorry. That's what they did. That was the only thing that Pat Robertson can talk about, how horrible it was that the rebels were doing that to people. But he said nothing about the reasons why the rebels existed, which was because um, all people of color there couldn't go where they wanted at any time. They couldn't use, it was basically like Jim Crow South. in South Africa. Well, probably even worse because they had to have cards that you checked, and I mean, it was just all kinds of things. It was serious oppression. And I'm like, since when is a Christian not promoting for people to not be oppressed? That's a problem because I mean, every book you read in the Bible, it's talking about releasing people from oppression. So it's like, if anybody isn't talking about that, if a Christian is not making that part of their priority, then there's something wrong with their theology. And I don't know, I think we're at a point where we have to draw that hard line between the people who stand by that and the people who don't. And I think it's going to create unlikely alliances among, well, probably on both sides of that. But I think for people who ally for, releasing bonds of oppression and wickedness, I think there's going to be some solidarity there that, like, it may not, last forever, but it's going to have to be there. It's going to be there just because we're aligned in that purpose. And then in regards to faith, whether that happens for everybody, I don't know. But yeah, I had to watch, I think I had to watch Francis Chan yesterday because I wanted to get base. It's like, let's get back to basics, okay? Because I know that no human being is going to be able to outbox God. I know that already. But I don't know what that looks like in the real world. In our real, in our where we are right now. And micro watching things that are going on isn't going to help me. And I think it's better for me to micro watch God and what he says, because he's going to do what he needs to do, and I can't do what he wants me to do if I'm micro watching the nonsense. So, okay, maybe that was more than I needed to say. I don't know, maybe not, because I said it. So, Lord didn't stop me. So, but that's kind of where I'm at, because I deal with people every day who are affected by all these crazy, stupid decisions. And so I have to deal with the emotions of those people. And so that's what's taking, that's what's making this time at work a little different from other times. There's more going on. And I have to be the person with the cool head and be the support. So I just don't like to see any people being, I've always, always hated injustice. It's always made things rile up in me, ugh, ready to fight, ready to kick somebody's ass. I just have to say it. It's always done that to me. But gotta listen to God first, and when he says stand back and see the salvation of the Lord, and when he says vengeance is mine, and when he says there is a day, he goes, I watch the wicked, and I just laugh because their day is coming, you know. No. And my apologies, I didn't necessarily mean to go there. I didn't want to go there because I try to avoid talking about that because too much craziness in the world right now. And I color to relax. So that's enough of that. So when I focus on God, it's not an opiate, like, what is it, Marxism, that says that religion and Christianity is an opiate for the people. It's like it just keeps you drugged up and, you know, just kind of focus somewhere else. That's not really what it does if you really believe. If you really believe, it's your power. It's your power, it's your strength, it's your peace. So that when you need to act, you will act. And you will know somebody's got your back that's bigger than anybody else that's coming for you. And you won't be fretting because you'll be listening to the Spirit and you will only move when He tells you to move. And in the meantime, you're just going to be loving on Him. And that's the stance that I feel I'm to take. And it's been hard. I'm trying to learn how to take it. I'm trying to learn how to be in that because I feel like that's where I'm supposed to be. So I'm asking God to help me. Help me do it because I want to beat somebody up. Help me do what you told me to do and not try to beat somebody up. I'm telling you, I'd be ready to fight. Be ready. When I see somebody, there was one time when I had a job. Was it like the second job I had? And I worked in like a customer service office of a department store. And the whatever she was, the supervisor, I guess, and the secretary for that department, they were so mean. Well, one was ditzy. The supervisor was just ditzy, and she was always kissing butt for anybody, like, you know, that was like her superior or had a bigger job than her or whatever. And she didn't pay any attention to what needed to be done. She was just always kissing butt, you know. And so, like, if somebody wanted something, even though they didn't know what we did there, she'd say change things according to what they wanted because she was just kissing their butt. She didn't know if it would really work for us or anything. She just or the department or the company. She was just kissing butt. And the secretary was like her bulldog. She bossed the supervisor around too. The person that was over her that hired her, she used to boss her around too. So she had two people she didn't like in the office. Two of my coworkers, and she would in particular, she would really lay into one of them and pick on her like relentlessly and just give her attitude whenever she went to her desk. You know, my coworker would go to her desk to ask for something because, you know, there were certain things that we needed from her and they had to go through her. She would give her attitude or she wouldn't give her what she needed and like do all kinds of things. And I was so tired of watching the secretary do that to this woman. And this woman was also very, very sweet. She was just, she was very sweet. There's like nothing you could say about her bad. And she did her job. And I think she did her job well. So there was no reason for anybody treating her the way the secretary treated her. I was so mad and I went to human resources and I told them about it. And they says, well, you can't really do anything until she does something to you. And I watched her do something similar to another of my coworkers. And I went up there again and I said, well, now she did this. And he says, well, there's really nothing we can do until she does something to you. So I waited. Let me tell you, look, I waited. It was like months, but I waited. I was on the lookout. I'm just doing my job, just doing my job. Everybody complained about the secretary, but she wasn't going anywhere. It was like it just was what it was. She knew more than the supervisor. She probably should have been the supervisor because she did know more than the supervisor. But one day she did do something with me, and I don't even remember what it was. But I knew that it was, yes, okay, this is the thing that, like, she's doing to me now what she did to those other women. And I went to human resources and I sat down with someone and I told them. And so I guess because of what it was, and I wish I could remember what it was. It was serious enough where I guess they did talk to um, her, and at first she was like nasty to me after that, and then I think she was. I wish I could remember exactly what it was that she had done. And then I just gave her the whole ignore thing. I only went to her desk when I absolutely needed something. My voice, I was just very curt. You couldn't read anything impolite in it, but I was just very curt to the point. There was no extra. I didn't say good morning to her. I didn't say good evening to her. I would walk by her desk all through the day as if no one was sitting there. If I absolutely had to talk to her, I would ask her the question, very abrupt, very curt, say, and then nod and then leave. And I just kept ignoring her to where she was almost like trying to like run me down to say good morning, hello, and whatever to me, because I just really did act as if nobody was at that desk. I'm really brutal when I get into that mode, but I felt like, okay, you did this to these other women, and um I don't want you doing that to anybody else ever again. And so it was kind of, I don't know, that was weird. That was a weird situation, but I don't know that I ever like really I never warmed up to her again after that. It just was always the same. You mermaid, I when I have to talk to you, I'll talk to you. Otherwise I won't. You need to start treating people right. She knew what it was that was my issue. And yeah, I don't ever know what happened with it. I think I probably left and went and worked somewhere else after a while. I worked a different job. And then all of a sudden that department was gone. The department store was gone and everything else. But yeah, all of that just to say is I don't like to see people um I don't like to see injustice, period. I don't. It's one of the things that really makes my blood boil. So I need for this time that we're in, I need to get closer to God because I don't want to respond out of my flesh, which is kind of what I did in that situation. I responded out of my flesh. While it did give me what I wanted, I don't like being that way. Yeah, that was a weird job. conversation I did not want to have in a coloring. Oh, yeah, it's like the only space I have to put them, Mandy, because everything else is like all over the place. And I want to keep track of, to use these pencils that I'm working with, and hopefully put them away when I'm done. I think I'm gonna have to go eat pretty soon. I have a mango downstairs. It's probably ready to eat. And I got some blackberries from says they're like Dole, but I got them through that Off the Muck box. And man, are they sweet. They are so good. So I'm gonna eat some of those too. But I need to eat something with protein. Gotta figure out what that is. Because that's the thing I need to do. I need to make sure I have something, a certain amount of protein, a certain amount of times a day to kick my metabolism back up. Took my vitamin D today. Vitamin D and K2, because everywhere you go, there's people coughing and sneezing. Oh, you know what? I have a banana too. I could make a smoothie. Yeah. Is he sleeping? I had wanted to sleep in today, but that didn't happen. Not really. Well, I don't know. Depends. Depends how you look at it. But since I'm not working earlier now, I'm not really getting up at 4:30. Mostly because I don't want to be sleepy in the middle of the day. Because there will be no naps. No naps. So I guess if you think in terms of I was getting up at 4:35. I did sleep in because I got up at was it 7? And we got a time change coming up. Yeah, so after we got the rain yesterday, then we got snow. And then it was snowing hard at one point. And I woke up to, I don't know, I think we have I woke up to 4 inches more of snow. And it was kind of nice because the snow was looking a little dirty. We've got and then we've got snow banks that are they go around and they cut down the snow banks, but in some areas, well, even with them cut down, it's still what do you it's like a yard. How big is a yard? A yard is 3 feet. Yeah, so they're still about a yard high. Um, and then there was one place in the city where I decided, I think I said this already, I said, I ain't going home that way again. The snowbank was like, man, I think it was like probably 7 feet. And it's a four-way intersection. I was like, well, I can't even see if a car is coming. I'm going to have to get all the way into the center of the intersection to see if a car is coming. But, like, by then I'm going to feel the car coming. So I said, well, I'm not driving this way again. Stick to the main roads. Yeah, so our snow is sticking. And even though we had the rain yesterday, our snow is still sticking because we have that much snow. So. But I like it this way because it's more like what winter is supposed to be. This is looking different than, I don't know, than I thought, but that's okay. So I'm going to finish as much blue as possible. Got 1 hour, 16 minutes. And I noticed I looked over the lake and it's really dark over the lake, like it's doing something over there. But we have sunshine here. I think I could have blackberries and a piece of toast with peanut butter on it. That'll give me my protein. That sounds kind of good. So, oh, did I do more orange? Oh, I need more orange in 3 places. Kind of. Oh, and that might have been needed to be. Well, we're going to have to work with that. I might need to color. Might be time to color in the rest of the background or something. Because it's kind of like I need some orange here too. Here, here, and here. Mm-hmm. And that means this is going to have to be that color too. Mm-hmm. It looks like when I was looking yesterday, it looks like the temperatures are going to be fluctuating this week too. Because it actually showed one day that's supposed to be like in the 40s. I was like, the 40s? But I think it went up to like 36 yesterday, but then we had a low of 11. It went to 11 degrees or something last night, which is crazy. And which is bad for, because like then when you get the ice, and then we got the snow on top of that. So yeah, that's the kind of driving you kind of gotta be a little cautious. But a little snow on top of ice is better than just ice. So, or a little snow underneath ice is better than just ice. in my opinion. Still, got to be careful, but at least you have a little bit of snow as a buffer. I'm almost done with all these blues. This might be a good place to stop. Okay, so that is all orange, except I kind of want to, this one color in. Oh. And I actually didn't use this color for, I actually used the, Caran Dash and the Polychromos, but I think I'm gonna just kind of, so I can see at least where I need to color in. I'm just gonna block it with the yellow Prismacolor, just so I don't lose my spot. I think I'll stop there. Then a funky green. Oof, I need to sharpen that more, I think. I don't know if I can get away with doing this. Not really. I can't really see what I'm doing. I think I need to empty this sharpener too. I don't want to tempt fate. I'm going to stop there. Don't want to be losing the tip. It's almost like I have to make it, I don't know. I think I'm going to make the outside of the circle a totally different color, but I don't know what color that's going to be. I don't know. See, this should have been red. I wonder if I have to erase it. Oops. Or orange. Actually, not red. It's too busy running my mouth. Oops. I messed that up too. Started going over it with over the yellow part. Do I need to do this now so I don't forget? You know what's weird? I don't know where all my orange pencils are. I don't know where they are. So I think I have to use... Oh, I do have some. Oh, but I don't want that orange, so... What's that? That's not where it should be. Which one's softer? Yeah. Where is it? That one? I don't know why I don't remember. Oops. I don't know how that's going to affect that. Let's see. Okay, reason why I use the cobbles is to get in that little, all these little nooks and crannies in here. They're kind of close, but I'm going to see if I can fudge it a little bit. Yeah, I kind of think for the next page I do in here, I'm going to use the, I'm going to switch to the Derwent Chroma Flows, I think. I could actually just, I don't know. See, at first I wasn't sure what, I thought I wanted this background to be yellow, and then I changed to, I went over it, I was like, I don't know. Because I kind of like went as I went along. I didn't have planned out from the beginning what color the backgrounds would be. Of course, because you know me, I don't plan things. So initially underneath this, the orange, I had yellow. To know how far to come out. That's what I'm not sure about. Boy, the sun is so bright today. It's nice. I guess I should do just a little bit. I don't know. Try and keep it circular. Circular. I was in Walgreens yesterday. You know, I had to stop and see what they had for crayons. They didn't have that much. And all they had was, well, they had Crayola, and then they had some weird, I don't know what that was. That might not have been crayons. It's some kind of mood something. I'm like, what is that? I could have stopped in Ollie's, but I was like, no, you don't need more stuff, so I didn't even bother. Could have stopped in the dollar store too, because that was nearby, but I was like, nope, you don't need more stuff, don't bother. So he safely avoided buying more stuff to clutter this room up with. There's a Hobby Lobby nearby too that's new, but I kind of refuse to shop there. Personal thing. I mean, they probably could use a little yellow to look more like this part, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. It's just unplugged. Ooh, I can hear you. Totally missed that part. Probably for the same reason. I'm going to get red in there. What that mark is. So we're an hour and 32 minutes, so I think I'm going to end it right here. And this is a good spot to end at, because I got my, pretty much did at least, like most of the blue. Oops, sorry, I'm trying to get this in back in the thingy. I'll put this one in too, and there should be another one. Where is it? I don't know where that one is. One more needs to go in here. Oh, there it is. After I shut it, I find it. Okay. So, yeah. So I think this is a good place to stop. This one to stop. So I just have to do this section and the owl. And then at some point, I don't know, and I need to do over here too. But we're getting closer. Then I gotta do the Posca pen over everything and all that. Okay. So thank you for joining me. And see y'all soon. I'm not sure when, but in somebody else's chat more than likely. Before mine. Thanks, Taylor. Take care. Bye-bye.